The year is 2120. Humanity has unlocked 3 paths to immortality. Cyborgs with cybernetic enhancements, sentient synths, and hybrids, synthetic bodies infused with human minds. The company that masters these technologies will control the cosmos. Meet the crew of the Magino, 65 years into deep space. Captain Dinsdale wakes them from cryosleep, casually blaming a glitch for communication failures and corrupted logs. Fuel is critically low. Mechanic Shimule wants to jettison the ship's exotic cargo, but security cyborg Moro insists the alien specimens are the mission's priority. Scientist Chibo tends to the diverse collection of creatures, some small and contained, others far more dangerous. With checks complete, the crew returns to stasis. Back on Earth, at Prodigy Corporation's Neverland Research Facility, Kirsch introduces Marcy to scorpions. Their lesson is cut short by Dr. Sylvia. Everything is ready. Marcy is terminally ill. She's about to become the first hybrid, her mind transferred into a synthetic body. Company founder Cavalier oversees the procedure as Marcy revisits childhood memories, her consciousness shifting. Sometime later, a healthy, super-strong Marcy, now called Wendy, leaps from towering heights. Given an adult synthetic body, her mind remains that of a child. Kirsch explains synthetic bodies lack human emotional hormones. Wendy will no longer experience moods. Sylvia reveals more children are arriving, and Prodigy needs Wendy's help with their transitions. Wendy embraces her role, showing the kids her strength. One by one, the children receive new bodies, shedding their illnesses, earning them the nickname, the Lost Boys. Chaos erupts on the Magino. A mysterious creature runs wild, alarms blare. Moro hides in the computer room, informing the ship's AI that all specimens are loose. As Zay pounds on the door for help, Moro seals it shut with a blowtorch arm. Zay is quickly overwhelmed and killed. Moro calmly reports the entire crew is dead.
In the corridor, Zari battles a xenomorph, an alien far too strong, and she too falls. The xenomorph pounds on Moro's computer room door, glass shattering. Moro instructs the AI. The ship must crash on Earth. Containing the creatures is paramount. As the alien pushes through, Moro drops into the impact room, sealing himself away, bracing for the inevitable. Meanwhile, Hermit arrives in Newseum, a Prodigy-run city. Wendy watches him on security feeds, commenting on his life. Hermit, also a Prodigy employee, believes his sister Marcy is dead. Seeing him sparks old memories. On a rooftop with co-workers, the building shakes violently. The Magino crashes into the city, an enormous explosion ripping through. Hermit and his team rush downtown, evacuating civilians amidst falling debris. Searching the wreckage, they discover the crashed ship, entering through a gaping hole. Moro escapes his sealed chamber, finding dead crew members throughout the ship. Spotting Hermit's team on security, he contacts his company, Wyand Yutani, with a warning. At Neverland, Cavalier declares Prodigy will claim everything found on the Magino. Wendy sees her brother on screen and insists her team join the recovery. Cavalier agrees, under Kirsch's supervision. Inside the Magino, 2 of Hermit's men search. Leech-like aliens drop, crawling into their shirts. Moro appears, taking them hostage, demanding Cavalier's location. He handcuffs them to pipes, then leaves. The leeches drain the men to death. Hermit and 2 friends find cryopods full of dead crew, radios dead. Their gruesome injuries suggest they died a week ago. Unseen, an alien lurks in one pod. In the medbay, more bodies. Hermit realizes they inhaled toxins, something escaping victims' throats. Leaving the ship, the trio is pursued by a xenomorph. They find a massive gap between stairwells. Rashidi jumps, landing hard. Siberian follows, the floor breaks, but Rashidi catches her. As Hermit prepares to jump, alien saliva drops onto his shoulder. The xenomorph is above him. He leaps, but the alien attacks midair, sending him plummeting to a lower floor. The xenomorph gives chase. Hermit dives into an elevator, radioing for help, but only static replies. A flashback. Hermit's request to terminate his contract for med school was denied. 7 more months of work. Wendy, witnessing this on camera, hacked a robot clerk to tell a joke, freaking out the control room before she reset it. At the crash site, Wendy hears a strange noise no one else can. Hacking security feeds, she discovers Hermit is trapped in the elevator. She rushes into the building, the alien's presence now palpable. Kirsch orders Slightly to follow her, while he and the other Lost Boys enter the ship. Kirsch's team finds alien plants on the ceiling. Then, the drained bodies. A leech alien scurries away. A cat drinking blood has an eyeball creature on its face. The cat dies as the creature jumps off, attacking Nibs. She blocks it, then it's captured in a tray. Kirsch connects to the ship's computer, confirming it was a research vessel. Hermit bumps into Bergerfeld, continuing their search. They find a costume party, the host refusing to evacuate. The xenomorph appears, brutally killing Bergerfeld, his gun accidentally firing. The host flees, leaving the door open. The xenomorph crashes the party, slaughtering guests, throwing Bergerfeld's body at Hermit. The room becomes a charnel house. The xenomorph leaps from a balcony to kill Hermit, but Morrow appears, stunning the creature with an electrical gun. He then stuns Hermit and cocoons the xenomorph, dragging it away. Prodigy soldiers surround Morrow at the elevator. Their argument gives the xenomorph time to awaken, burst free, and kill them all. It prepares to kill Morrow, but hearing voices, flees. In a corridor, Toodles observes a mysterious plant extending a vine, not attacking him. He walks past. Kirsch, still on the computer, finds footage of a creepy egg patch. He tells Wendy to find them, also noting 5 undiscovered species. Cavalier orders all living species brought to Neverland. Hermit wakes in a luxurious apartment, finding a signed baseball, a childhood memory. Wendy and Slightly find him, convincing him to come. In the elevator, unseen, something lurks in the shaft. As they walk, Wendy reveals her true identity. Hermit, disbelieving, quizzes her on childhood memories. Her perfect answers bring him to tears. He hugs her. The trio finds the egg patch. Wendy hears the strange sound. An egg stirs as Hermit approaches. The xenomorph bursts in, tackling Hermit through a hole. Wendy rushes after them. Following the noise, Wendy finds Hermit in a shipping container, ignoring his warnings of a trap. She quickly frees him from a cocoon as the xenomorph peers in, then walks away. The siblings hear the alien on top of the container. Wendy stabs the ceiling, hurting the creature. Its acidic blood leaks through, burning a hole. The xenomorph pushes the container, making it fall. Hermit loses sight of Wendy. The creature grabs him, throws him out, and crawls on top, inner jaw extending. Wendy pulls it away with a hook, dragging it toward the door. Hermit closes it, severing the alien's inner jaw. Enraged, the xenomorph grabs Wendy, dragging her in before the door fully closes. Hermit bites the cables, forcing the door open. He's shocked to find the xenomorph decapitated. Wendy collapses, leaking white substance. Hermit, throwing up, passes out. Slightly finds a xenomorph skin shed. Startled by a noise, he finds Toodles. As they discuss the eggs, Morrow ambushes them, threatening to shoot if they don't cooperate. He copies all ship data to his brain. Transforming his arm into a blade, he pushes Slightly, asking, "When is a machine not a machine?" Kirsch recognizes Morrow as the sole crew survivor, and they argue over ship ownership. An egg opens. Morrow escapes through a wall hole. Prodigy collects the Lost Boys, the rescue team, and alien samples, bringing them to Neverland. Sylvia operates on Wendy. Cavalier examines the aliens. Kirsch, seeing an egg open, drags him away. They realize eggs react to organic life. Cavalier puts Kirsch in charge of aliens, restricting the lab to synthetics. Adam, Cavalier's right hand, interrogates the boys, revealing their eyes are cameras. That evening, Morrow sneaks into the city, steals a phone, and calls Utani, CEO of Wayand, Utani Corporation. He has the data, but not the creatures, vowing to reclaim his life's work. Later, Slightly hears Morrow's voice in his head. Morrow planted a device on Slightly's neck. He shares he had a daughter, asking Slightly to be his friend. Slightly agrees, and Morrow hangs up. Wendy wakes, still hearing the strange alien sound, and follows it. In the lab, Kirsch and 2 lost boys dissect an egg, finding a facehugger. Its squirming intensifies the noise, hurting Wendy's ears. She rushes to the lab, watching Kirsch cut the facehugger open, extracting a parasite. The overwhelming noise makes Wendy collapse. In the operating room, doctors remove Hermit's lung, preserving it in a tube. Kirsch drops the parasite into the tank. It embeds itself in the lung. Later, Hermit checks on Wendy. Cavalier teases him about his new lung. Wendy insists the noise comes from the aliens, believing they chose her to communicate. Tests are run. Wendy perfectly recreates the alien sounds, unsettling everyone. Slightly hikes to talk to Morrow privately. Morrow, revealing his full name to build trust, asks Slightly to bring him an egg, calling it the moral thing to do. Kirsch watches Slightly's footage, noticing the device on his neck. When Slightly returns, Kirsch waits in his room, reminding him of their obligation to report anything unusual.
In the lab, the eye alien is placed in a glass case with a sheep. It leaps, rips out the sheep's eye, and burrows in its place, reanimating the corpse as a parasite. Kirsch notes its high intelligence. Lead technician Arthur takes his wife Sylvia to the woods for a private conversation. Arthur disapproves of the aliens, worried they killed 6 kids to create an advanced AI. Nibs interrupts, announcing she's pregnant. Arthur dismisses it as impossible for a mechanical body, but Nibs insists. Sylvia takes Nibs to her office, explaining human reproduction, but Nibs already knows, invoking Jesus. When Sylvia tries a diagram, Nibs violently kicks it down. Sylvia tries to question Nibs about the spaceship incident. Nibs snaps, jumping on Sylvia, who triggers a silent alarm. Guards escort Nibs to her room. Sylvia declares a level 3 event. Adam tries to make Hermit discuss Wendy. Hermit refuses. Adam reminds him of his contract. If he quits, he won't see Wendy again and will be billed for his new lung. Hermit grudgingly agrees to stay. Meanwhile, Cavalier tells Wendy he'll send Hermit home. Wendy agrees to help with xenomorph research if Hermit can stay. Slightly attempts to get an egg from the lab, but Toodles interrupts him, delaying his plan. Kirsch spies on Slightly's computer, revealing he's listening to Morrow's conversations. Slightly tries to back out, but Morrow reveals he's with Slightly's mother, who thought her son was dead. Fearing for his family, Slightly agrees to continue working for Morrow, who instructs him to bring a human to the lab for facehugger infection, so Morrow can get the sample. Later, Wendy goes to the lab, repeating the alien noises to communicate with them, and Hermit's lung. Suddenly, a baby xenomorph bursts from the lung, shattering the glass and escaping. Wendy continues the noises, gently petting the baby as Kirsch watches nearby. A flashback. The Magino, 17 days from Earth. Morrow wakes to Clem reporting a fire. 2 facehuggers escaped. One killed Captain Dinsdale, the second attached to Bronchi. In the infirmary, Dinsdale died when crew members removed the facehugger, its acid bleeding onto his face. Bronchi is still alive, so they put him in cryosleep with the creature. Shimule reports critical navigation damage. The ship is now a missile. Morrow suspects a saboteur. After Bronchi is frozen, Morrow investigates the fire, finding a hole through multiple levels. Security footage shows the facehuggers attacking, with an unknown person in the background. Morrow tells engineers the saboteur uses the ducts, demanding blueprints. He arms Clem and himself. Communication files with Earth are corrupted. Clem runs a recovery program. Morrow reviews personal effects, remembering his daughter, whose death 8 years into the mission was communicated via a cold letter. Shimule tells Morrow and Zeri fuel reserves are at 8%. The saboteur knows their moves. An alarm blares. Cryopod breach. Morrow and Zeri discover the facehugger killed Bronchi and escaped. Morrow gives Zeri an electric stun gun, refusing to wake more crew to avoid chaos. In the lab, Chibuzo feeds other aliens, unaware a leech alien escapes its capsule. The eye creature bangs on its container, annoying Chibo, who moves it. The leech sprays parasites into Chibuzo's water bottle, hiding in bread. Rahim sees it and returns it to its capsule. After humans leave, the eye alien breaks its container and escapes. The awakened crew discusses the situation. Malachite drinks Chibuzo's water bottle. Morrow announces guns are out. Info leading to an arrest earns an extra share. Malachite pukes blood and collapses. Chibuzo realizes the eye alien escaped. Noises from furniture, alarm. She seals the lab. Morrow talks to Tang, who reveals a full cryopod doesn't always mean someone's inside. Desperate, Morrow reviews all crew calls to Earth, discovering Petrovich was in contact with Cavalier. Petrovich promised a new body if he landed the Magino in Prodigy territory. Morrow confirms Petrovich is not in his pod. He rushes to the medical bay for an update on Malachite. A scan reveals dark spots in his digestive tract. He's bleeding too fast. Rahim and Chibo operate, finding foreign bodies. Ticks. They remove the first, which sprays gas, instantly killing Rahim, Chibuzo, and Malachite. Others seal the room as alien bugs leave Malachite's body. Tang notices saliva falling on his head. A xenomorph is above him. Minutes later, Clem reports Tang is dead. Morrow takes command, planning to reach Earth faster. Clem and Morrow are blocked by Petrovich, who opens fire. Clem is hurt. Morrow drags him to a lab. Petrovich finds them, shoots Clem in the head. Morrow shoots Petrovich in the face, escapes, and ambushes him, killing him with his blade.
Morrow left the door open. The eye alien escapes the lab, feeding on Clem. By the medbay, a xenomorph lands behind Z, hitting her legs. Z flees, closing doors, but the xenomorph opens them. Z finds a blowtorch, sealing a door. Shimule stands there, turning to reveal the eye alien controlling him. The xenomorph reaches the door, can't open it, leaves. Morrow emerges from ducts, presses a button, and lifts the door. He finds Z and Shimule. Shimule makes a strange noise, attracting the xenomorph back. Morrow stuns it, runs to the computer room, locking himself in. Shimule fights the xenomorph, which stabs him repeatedly. The body is useless, so the eye alien jumps out and grabs the xenomorph's face. Z flees, asking Morrow for help, but he seals the door, then hides in the impact room, leaving Z to die. The ship crashes. Days later, Morrow meets Utani, promising to retrieve alien samples and kill Cavalier. In the present, the baby xenomorph is locked up, but Wendy visits to communicate. Hermit worries about Wendy's future. Kirsch says he's limiting her. Hermit privately tells Wendy he's planning an escape, but Wendy defends the aliens, refusing to leave. Nibs undergoes tests. Scientists can't understand her pregnancy. Sylvia suggests PTSD. Adam wants her mind wiped. Arthur protests, threatening to quit, but Sylvia confirms she can do it. Adam fires Arthur. Utani and Cavalier meet, arguing about the Maginot crash, blaming each other. Cavalier claims Utani smuggled aliens. Utani offers $20 billion for the samples. Cavalier agrees but holds them for a 6-week quarantine. Nibs wakes without recent memories. Wendy talks to her, quickly realizing something is wrong. Nibs grows anxious. Wendy confronts Sylvia, feeling betrayed by the alien experiments. When Sylvia asks what's wrong, Wendy says Sylvia is the problem. In his room, Hermit works on an escape plan. Slightly, hearing Morrow's urgent voice, tries to get Hermit to the lab. Rashidi interrupts, taking Hermit on patrol. On patrol, Hermit questions island security. Siberian grows suspicious, warning him to drop his plans. In the lab, Wendy talks to the rapidly growing xenomorph. Toodles, tasked with feeding the aliens, goes alone, despite Kirsch's orders. He inserts a tray of food in each cell, only to accidentally break one of the hatches. He has no choice but to open the actual cell to put the tray inside. The eye alien in the sheep uses the chance to startle Toodles and makes him fall, so the door closes behind him. An alien bug lands on Toodles' arm and spits acid on his face, killing him to feed on him. Arthur packs. Hermit questions him about Prodigy. Aware of cameras, Arthur writes a message. Escape with Wendy. Here's a boat code. And he disabled the Lost Boys trackers. After Hermit leaves, the computer announces Toodles is offline. Slightly hesitates at the lab door. Arthur shows up, opens the door looking for Toodles. Slightly follows. Arthur rushes to the body. Slightly opens the egg cell, then leaves. Arthur hears an egg, rushes to the door, finding Slightly locked him in. Arthur calls security. A newborn facehugger leaps onto his head. Kirsch watches on cameras, tells no one. Arthur collapses, Slightly drags his body into the vent, then to his room. He moves the facehugger slightly to feed Arthur, but its tail tightens. Smay enters. Slightly, unable to keep him out, explains his family is threatened. Smay agrees to help. In the lab, alien bugs wreck equipment. Kirsch sends soldiers to stun and recapture them. Wendy arrives, devastated by Toodles' death. She tries to warn others, but Cavalier and Kirsch demand secrecy. Guards block her exit. Wendy talks to the xenomorph, which pounds the cell door. Everyone is shocked as she escapes. A worried Cavalier orders Kirsch to find the Lost Boys before Wendy, but the trackers are off. Hermit finds Wendy, tells her it's time to escape. Wendy wants to bring the Lost Boys. She convinces Nibs, but Curly stays, promising not to tell. Wendy hacks the lab screen, releasing the xenomorph. It immediately kills scientists. Alarms echo. Kirsch finds Slightly and Smay with Arthur's body. Instead of stopping them, he gives them the easiest route to the beach, advising them not to be late. In the woods, Nibs and the siblings find graves, the original names and bodies of the kids whose minds became hybrids. Hermit sees soldiers, urging them faster. Slightly and Smay hide from soldiers, then discover Arthur is gone. The facehugger falls dead from a tree.
Arthur appears, looking normal, no memory. The boys tell him the building is evacuating, convincing him to go to the beach. At the beach, Arthur flashes back, realizing everything is wrong. He grabs the boys, heading back to the facility, promising help. Arthur freezes, spits blood, collapses. An alien chestburster erupts from his chest, killing him, splattering blood on the boys.
The chestburster runs into the woods, slightly tries to follow, losing it, then drags Arthur's body to a meeting spot. After a long walk in the water, the boys find Morrow and a group of Weyand-Yutani soldiers. Another team reaches a different beach. Morrow is disappointed the chestburster is gone, ordering his men to capture the boys. In the facility, Cavalier tries communicating with the eye alien and the sheep in many languages. It only reacts when he writes pi, stomping for each digit, then defecating. Cavalier realizes he needs to put the eye alien in a human body to talk to it. Prodigy soldiers capture the chestburster with a net. Morrow's team, sneaking into the facility, is surrounded and captured. Nibs and the siblings are surrounded by the second Weyand-Yutani team in the woods. Wendy makes noises. The xenomorph jumps from a tree, killing all soldiers in seconds. It approaches Wendy, who gently pets its head, telling it to hide and follow. It vanishes into the bushes. Hermit takes a gun, disturbed by the death. The trio reaches the docks, finding Siberian and Rashidi with more soldiers. A man throws Nibs' favorite toy into the water. Nibs rips off his jaw. A fight erupts. Nibs and Wendy, thanks to their robotic bodies, easily overpower soldiers. Wendy tries to call the xenomorph, but Hermit stops her. Siberian shoots Nibs in the shoulder. Nibs prepares revenge. Desperate, Hermit shocks Nibs, knocking her out. Wendy is furious. Soldiers capture them as the xenomorph watches from bushes. On the beach, Arthur's body washes up. The xenomorph finds it, then sees Sylvia leaving flowers at the graves. The alien tries to attack her, but soldiers open fire, and it's forced to run away. Soon it's running all over the island, killing any human it can find. Cavalier is informed comms are down. Morrow cut cables. Yutani is jamming satellites. More and more teams are sent out to hunt the xenomorph. Yet the alien always kills them first. The rest of the aliens are still in their cells, and the lost boys have been locked up together. Nibs thinks Curly snitched on them, but she denies it. Adam tells Cavalier they should evacuate, but Cavalier is more interested in watching Wendy and the sheep. When Nibs makes a sarcastic comment about them being ghosts, Wendy remembers that humans should be afraid of hybrids. She disables the cameras with her hacking power and makes a bunch of sounds that are heard by the xenomorph in the distance. Then she plays videos of the Lost Boys' original bodies on Sylvia's computer to make her feel guilty about her empty promises of love and support. A frustrated Sylvia throws the screen to break it. Rashid's team is heading to the armory to get more weapons and is startled by the elevator opening on its own. They get in, and the elevator only goes down for a few seconds before it freezes. Suddenly, the lights go out, and a computer voice announces the start of the self-destruct sequence. This is all being controlled by Wendy, who watches the soldiers struggle on the security cameras. The team is working together to escape through the ceiling, and Wendy gets bored, so she makes the elevator work normally again. Then Wendy watches Hermit in the cell with Morrow, and thinks about how lonely she used to be when he left for work during the war. Smee tells Wendy that Nibs was out of control, and that Hermit is one of them. Wendy feels bad, and unlocks the guy's cell. Morrow slams the door on the guard and starts beating him up, but Hermit stops him from killing him. Morrow takes the guard's gun before leaving. In the lab, Morrow tries to surprise Kirsch, who hears him and shoots first. The men quickly disarm each other and start fighting hand to hand. After exchanging a bunch of blows, Morrow manages to bring Kirsch down on a table, breaking his body in two. Morrow gets ready to shoot Kirsch in the head, but gets distracted when he hears an alien escape. Kirsch uses the chance to bring him down and chokes him until he passes out. Wendy hears Cavalier coming and calls the xenomorph again to guide him inside. She then opens the cell and asks Cavalieri to share his story. He tells them his father was a drunk, but he was born a genius, so he built his first robot to kill his dad. The Lost Boys start surrounding Cavalieri, and his guard tries to stop them, but Nibs jumps on him and beats him to death. A terrified Cavalieri runs away, while Wendy gives each of his friends a target. In a corridor, the xenomorph is already killing soldiers, while Nibs finds Sylvia, Smee, and Slightly get to Kirsch and tie him up. Morrow tells them he hasn't hurt their families, but Slightly knocks him out anyway. Adam finds Hermit first and convinces him to come to the office by claiming that Wendy is waiting. Hermit discovers that the container is open and the sheep is staring at him outside.
The eye alien jumps out, and Hermit rushes to hide inside the container, closing it just in time. Then the alien goes inside through the food hatch, and Hermit is forced to run out. When the creature jumps again, Hermit blocks it with his hands. At that moment, Wendy bursts through the window and slaps the monster off her brother. Hermit grabs a weapon to kill it, but Adam returns and knocks him out. Wendy tries to fight Adam, who is stronger, and easily throws her off.
The alien is about to get Hermit, so Wendy rushes ahead to kick it away. When Adam is about to get her, Wendy uses her hacking power to freeze him since he has a robotic body too. The eye alien escapes through a hole in the floor while the siblings argue over what happened to Nibs. Wendy admits she likes the aliens because they're honest. Cavalieri makes a call to offer $1 million to whoever dares rescue him. The xenomorph suddenly appears to block his way, and soldiers rush in to defend him. However, the siblings also show up, and Wendy gives out orders. The xenomorph kills all the guards, while Hermit knocks Cavalieri out. In the lab, the alien plant appears above Siberia and quickly swallows her whole. The other soldiers open fire, to no avail. Then Curly comes in and knocks Rashidi out. On the beach, the eye alien gets inside Arthur's body. Soon, Whale and Utani planes arrive at the island for recovery. The Lost Boys put Cavalieri, Morrow, Kirsch, Sylvia, and Adam in a cell, while Wendy scolds them for experimenting on children. She also tells Cavalieri that he isn't different from his father. Both the baby and the adult xenomorphs appear outside the cell, and Wendy announces that now they'll rule.